Hi, it is Reverend Stephanie Denise. It's Reverend Stephanie Denise, and I'm coming to talk about reinventing yourself. If you are over 40 and it just needs to be a new season, now is the time. Also, if you're an empty nester, now is the time. I have had lots of experience with this in these last couple of years, and I only talk about what I know and just give my opinion. I was a pastor for 7 years in the Methodist Church. I was a teacher for more than 25 years, school teacher, elementary school, mainly third through fifth grade. And I always get called back to teaching in some form or fashion. A few years back, I retired myself early from teaching by becoming a real estate investor. And so to this day, I still invest in real estate and help others to build financial wealth through real estate. And again, currently I am an empty nester. I am in the over 50 club. I am very recently divorced. I not too long ago lost my father and my grandmother. And so in this season, I'm really just talking about reinventing yourself after life changes. So if that's something that you're interested in, come along on this journey. Again, my name is Reverend Stephanie Denise, and I am excited to be here with you. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I'm coming from Northern California, about 15 minutes outside of Napa. All right, here we go. Okay, so one of the really important things, and oh, let me say this. This is also part two. I had started this and I wanted to continue and finish it up, but this is part two. So as you are in this new season, as we are in this new season, it's very important to stay current and relevant. And what do I mean by that? Well, one, it's important to be a lifelong learner, right? So this is the time to enroll in courses or to attend local workshops or even acquire new skills. And I'm sure that you have plenty of skills thus far, but this is a time to explore some things and topics of interest that might challenge you, might challenge your mind, right? Because you want to expand. We talked about mental health the last time we were together. And so expanding your mind or challenging your mind also helps you to stay current and relevant. Embracing technology is so important. Stay up to date with the digital trends. We know that AI is very big right now. And so see how that might be able to help you in your business or with some of the things that you do in life. So stay up to date and learn to use social media and other digital tools to connect with loved ones, right? So important to stay up on social media. I really resisted social media for a very long time. And everyone around me was on Facebook. And I was like, I'm not getting on Facebook. Now, that dates me and tells how old I am. But I really, really shied away from it. But as I've gone on and had different journeys, spent some time in Rwanda, I wanted to chronicle my time in Rwanda, started a nonprofit in Rwanda, wanted to chronicle the work that was being done there with ending period poverty. It just seemed like a really good tool to be able to get the word out. And now I'm in a whole new season, this season of empty nest, this season of newly divorced. And I run into people all the time who ask me, why am I still smiling? Why am I so happy? And part of that is because I have realized that this is a new season and I'm just embracing this new season. The other part is because I'm a child of God and I know that there's so many blessings before me. So I just want to share and encourage you that this is not a bad time. It's just a different time, right? Cultural engagement is also important during this time. Attend cultural events, read contemporary literature, engage in discussions about all kinds of current events, right? Just stay current, stay relative, stay informed, and stay open-minded. There's so much to learn in this new season. Cultivate meaningful relationships, right? Some of the friendships that you had in the past may not serve you in this new season, and that's okay. But make sure you're cultivating meaningful relationships. Family bonds are so important. Strengthening your relationships with your adult children and grandchildren are key, essential in this time. And plan regular family gatherings with your children and with your family to create new traditions, right? So some of the things that you used to do may not be the same. I know our first 4th of July without my father, because my father passed on 2 years ago on October 27th, we were like, uh-oh, what are we going to do? Because he always barbecued, right? That was his job. That's what he did. And I remember going out and taking my son with me and actually letting him choose the grill that we were going to get. First, I asked him, did he want to grill on Grandpa's grill? And he said, no. He said he didn't want to use Grandpa's grill. He wanted to go ahead and get a new one. So, which was fine. So he went with me, or I went with him, however you want to say it, and he picked out the one that he wanted. And we brought it back. He had to get the propane for it. And we went to Costco, got the meat. And I remember he cooked up a storm. He was tired. He had to take a nap. And it was so funny because when my dad used to barbecue, somewhere along the way, we'd be like, where'd dad go? And he'd be in the back taking a nap after he cooked up all the meat. And so it was so funny to watch my son follow in his grandfather's footsteps. And we saw him, he was laid out. And after he had his little nap, he was back with it. But the thing that became the new tradition is my kids actually invited all of their friends over. And so it was just amazing to see. We were in a new house, right? We were in a new house. It was our first 4th of July. My dad wasn't here, who normally barbecues, and my son just stepped right in the role. He made his own secret sauce because Grandpa had a secret sauce, and he would never, never tell them what it was. He told my mom what it was, and finally, I think just a couple of months ago, she shared what his secret sauce was. But Stephen created his own. That's my son. He created his own secret sauce. So they invited all the friends over, and it was just amazing to see all these young adults. There were so many cars out in front of the house, and they ate, and enjoyed themselves. And so it was kind of like breaking in the new house, right? With having all the kids here and, having my son cook. And then, of course, I prepared all the sides. And so it was a new tradition. And I say all that to say that some things may be different in this season, and it's okay. It's okay. Embrace it. Create new traditions and create friendships. Maybe you have some existing friendships, and now is the time to also be open to forming new friendships. You may have new interests. Join clubs, join groups that are aligned with whatever your new interests are. Very important. Community is so important in this season. It's not okay to go it alone. You should be, I'm not going to say should, but it is important to be in community with others. So get involved in your local community. It needs you. Volunteer for causes that you care about and attend neighborhood events. It's so important to have those relationships. Those relationships make our communities even stronger. You can find purpose, you can find passion, right? And it's so important. I always talk about walking in faith daily, walking in purpose, and knowing that an abundant life will follow. So this is that time to explore those interests, try new hobbies, even revisit some old ones, right? Experiment with different activities to discover what brings you joy. That is so important to know the things that bring you joy and share your skills. Share what you've been gifted with others. You can mentor others. You can teach classes in areas where you have expertise, right? I talked earlier about retiring myself from the classroom, but sometimes if I'm led, I will go back. I will go back into the classroom for a season, right? Just because I know that that's an area of expertise, and I know that I'm able to share what I have because I've done it for so many years and I love kids. Pass on your knowledge and your experience to others. Pursue dreams. Don't stop dreaming, whatever you've been dreaming about, don't stop dreaming, right? If you have a dream in your heart, you have to allow that dream to manifest. So don't stop dreaming. It's very important. Identify whatever unfulfilled aspirations that you might have and create plans to achieve them. So important. It's never too late to chase your dreams. Never too late to chase your dreams. I knew that I wanted to move from the family home because all of the kids had gone. I was an empty nester. And at that time, my husband had moved to Africa, and it just didn't make sense for me to be in that big house. And so one of my dreams was to buy another home, and it needed to be a corner lot. That's just one of our things. We always love corner lots. And I also wanted to have additional income and wanted to build a tiny house or have a container home on the same lot where my home was. It started off as a dream, but every day I just went and did something toward that dream, whether it be touring different tiny house options or looking at container homes, looking at contractors who could help with that, looking at property that would even suit an additional dwelling unit on it. And eventually, and it wasn't even that long of a time because I could feel the home right in my grasp. And so it didn't take long. And I was able to get that home and get the container home on the same property. And I'm loving it. And now I'm starting new dreams, right? What's next? I have a lot of things coming on the horizon. So as we go, I will share, but also know that when you're pursuing dreams, and you have those aspirations, create those plans and know it's not too late, but also in creation those plans, know who you can share with and who you can't share with, right? Because some people will poo-poo on your dreams, and we don't want that. We want you to know that if the God put the desire in your heart, that you can manifest those dreams. Serve others, be of service. How can you be of service? Find ways to make a positive impact. One of the things that I've loved doing for the last, oh, I just sneeze, excuse me, for the last 8 years is being able to being able to provide affordable housing for those who are in need. And I didn't know that I would love it, but I absolutely love being able to provide affordable housing for those who are in need. And so for the past 8 years, that's been a big part of my life, a very big part. And so serving others is very important. Find ways that you can make a positive impact in your community, right? Find a need and fill it, or volunteer or support causes that align with your values, right? As a child, my family moved around a lot. And because we moved around, my mother went to the University of Washington. She went to Oklahoma State University, right? Education was very important, but in pursuit of education, that often caused us to move and live in different college towns and university housing. And so as a child, I knew that I wanted the foundation of a home, and I wanted the stability that that foundation would give. And so for me, to be able to provide for others a foundation is something that really, really touches my heart, right? It's on a personal note. So how can you be of service, but how can that also touch your heart? This is so important. I think that everything that I've been able to do so far is because of God, because of my faith. So having spiritual growth during this season is key. It's so important. So having a daily devotional life, setting aside time each day for prayer, for Bible study, creating a quiet space for reflection, and communion with God is so important, right? Sometimes God doesn't yell, God speaks in a still small voice, and you can feel in your soul that there's something that needs to be done. And that's how it was when I was in that house, in the family house. I could hear God in that still small voice say, it's time. It's time to move. And, when you hear that small voice, act on it and you will be amazed. And then you'll be grateful and thankful that you did. A faith community is also important in this season. So actively participate in your church or your faith group. Join a Bible study group or prayer circles for support and for fellowship. And keep the conversation positive. Keep it positive and know that our God will supply all of your needs. Definitely. Spiritual retreats are amazing. Attend spiritual retreats or conferences that deepen your faith and that take time away to focus on your relationship with the divine, right? With God. There is something that is greater than us. And so we have to sometimes make time to be still and know. Service and outreach has been amazing, an amazing part of my life. And I thank God that God uses me in so many ways. But living out your faith through acts of service is absolutely amazing and so fulfilling. So participate in mission trips or local outreach programs, definitely to share God's love. One of the most exciting things that I ever was able to be a part of was many years ago when I was first pastoring, and I was pastoring a very small rural church in a place called Fowler, California, and we had a young people's group, the young people's division, and they were asked to go on a mission trip. There were some churches actually. Mainly, the main one was in Alaska, and this church had been burnt and destroyed. And so the young people were able to take a mission trip. We were able to raise funds for them to go, and they were able to take this mission trip to Alaska to help rebuild a church. That was probably one of the biggest highlights of my life. I was not there on that trip. I just sent a group of children there, and they will remember that, and they talk about it to this day. They're adults. They're adults. And that's something that was a highlight in their life, and they absolutely loved it, and they remember it, and it was very impactful. So if you can participate or at least sponsor people who are interested in missions trips, then or some kind of service project, then it's still fulfilling, even if you're not the one who's actually on the trip. Embrace your new journey. Remember, this is a time of opportunity and renewal. This is it. This is the time. Trust God's plan for your life. Your life is unfolding in different and new ways. Go with it. Don't fight it. Go with it. Believe your best years are still ahead. I always say the best is yet to come, right? Not an original phrase, but true. God has so much in store. These are our golden years, our wisdom years, where we can share so much with others. Act. Take steps each day towards your goal. So remember to remember, trust, believe, and act. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen. God is absolutely amazing. And this season is absolutely amazing. Some days are a little different, right? Because the routine has changed. There are new things that are on the horizon. Even if you feel a little fear, right? Remember, God has not given us a spirit of fear. So cast that fear aside and do it anyway. And you will see that you have more fortitude, more strength, more resilience than you could ever imagine. And so stay blessed in this new season. Be open, embrace change. It's okay to reinvent yourself. It's a new season, a new time. Continue to, if you have adult children, go ahead and love them and guide them from afar. And take that time to discover the things that make your heart sing and bring you joy in this new season. Walk in faith with purpose and know that abundance will definitely follow. So glad to be with you. And if you want more encouragement, I do a class on Saturday mornings. That cohort meets for about 45 minutes just to be encouraged and navigate life's changes. Also, I do one-on-one coaching, and generally we do that early mornings. So there's slots 6 and 7 a.m. Monday through Friday, if that's something you're interested in. I do have a website. On my website, I often put blog posts. That's www. Stephanie, no, it's www.rev stephaniedenise.com. That's what that is. And also from time to time, we do webinars as well. And I'm open to teach. I love teaching. God has called me to teach. And if there's something that I can help you with, just reach out. I'm always available to help out and be of service in any way that I can. Thank you. Thanks for taking your time, and I'll speak with you soon. Blessings to you.